Hi friends, I'm John. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to share how to budget your money, specifically through what's called the 50-30-20 rule, but with a little bit of an improvement tweak that I'll mention at the end of the video, so you can create a spending plan or a budget that helps you get ahead no matter where you're currently at in your financial journey. So really quick, there's just one really important nuance to the value of this entire video that I want to put out before we get into how to budget your money using the 50-30-20 rule. And that nuance is that when implementing the things you discovered in this video, or really anything related to creating a financial budget or a goal, success really hinges on you establishing your financial why. Why do you want to get ahead financially? What motivates you to grow your wealth? And before you write this off as just another mention about I got to understand your why and blah, 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 just hear me out on this for just a second and consider this thought. What you do proves what you believe. And this is a quote from Simon Sinek, author of a couple wonderful books, one of them titled Start With Why. And I have a book somewhere around here. I'd love to hold it up and show it to you, but I'll just go ahead and pop up a graphic right here for now. So back to that quote, what you do proves what you believe. See, all of us have come across a couple people in our lives who are big talkers, right? People who love to talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, they lack the skills or the experience or the work ethic. And then eventually you figure them out, because talk is cheap. And ultimately, people's actions or what they do are dictated and notched in by their habits, principles, and beliefs. Typically, these kinds of people are not being guided by a list of goals or a strong foundational why. And here's the point that I want to drive home for you. If you're not being defined by a vision of the future, then you're left with the traumas, memories, and experiences of your past that end up guiding you in the wrong direction. And I would argue that that isn't a place that equips you to expand your potential. And as it relates to this video, your chances for really getting ahead financially. So start with your financial why. Why do you want to get ahead financially? What motivates you to grow your wealth? Maybe there's a short-term why. You want to invest in a piece of real estate. You want to start a business, or you want to save for your children's college, or maybe you want to own a whole Bitcoin, or it might even be that you just want to become free of student loans and credit card debt and, get all that paid off. Now, whatever it is, identify it, write it down, hang it up, put it in your phone. Become intimately aware of your why and hold it close to you, because it's what will guide you when things are good and when things might take a little turn for the worse, or when things get stressful, which is when people typically abandon their plans if they haven't established a financial why. All right, so with that, let's dive into how to budget your money, or as I like to put it, create a spending plan. So as you know from the title of this video, this will be guided by a financial principle called the 50-30-20 rule. So what is the 50-30-20 rule? Simply put, it's an easy to follow budgeting strategy where you spend 50% of your income on essential needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings or investing. Now we are going to tweak this, and I'll reveal that a little bit towards the end, but for the most part, that's the basic premise of the 50-30-20 rule. So if you haven't ever heard of this, you might be wondering what constitutes an essential need. These are things like your housing, utilities, transportation, food, insurance, childcare, taxes, loan payments, and I would weight them in terms of priority by order of importance. So obviously the first thing is going to be your shelter, where you live. Your rent or your mortgage is likely a fixed cost, so factor that in first. Then go down the line. So utilities, transportation, insurance, childcare, and then eventually food. And if you find that when you arrive to the food category that there really isn't enough money left over to stay within the 50% of your income range, then just deduct whatever extra you need from your wants category. So if you absolutely must allocate 60% of your income to go towards your needs, then you're down to 20% for wants instead of the original 30% allocation. And that way you're not tapping into the 20% that goes towards getting ahead financially. Okay, so the wants category is pretty self-explanatory. Anything else that doesn't fit into your needs is a want. So if you're driving a perfectly fine Honda, but you want to upgrade it to an Audi or a Benz, that's a want. Entertainment and subscriptions to services like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, those are wants. So is travel, dining out, shopping, social outings, even gifts for others. These are all put into the wants category. Now onto the last category of the 50-30-20 budgeting plan, and that is savings and investing. Now, mainstream financial experts like Dave Ramsey or Susie Orman will tell you to save up at least 6 to 8 months of an emergency fund before you start putting away into investments. Now, this isn't terrible advice, but I can tell you I didn't do that. I put every penny I had to work. And if I hadn't, I can confidently say that I would not have gotten to where I am now financially as fast as I did. Now, keep in mind, however, that I am less risk adverse than most people. So you really just need to know yourself. And if having a couple months of emergency money saved is enough before you start investing your money into asset classes that might be a little, higher risk, then cool, do that. But if you prefer and value security, then it might be wise to save up that 6 to 8 months of emergency money before you start investing into things. Either way, I would highly recommend that you rank this 20% allocation in a higher priority than your wants category. And what I mean by that is, after you set aside the money for your needs, set aside your allocated savings and investing money, and then use what's left for your wants. This ensures that with every month that goes by, you're effectively putting down another layer of your financial foundation. The first layer of your foundation is going to be a little brittle, but as you stack on more and more layers, that foundation becomes stronger. And eventually you can build your financial house on that foundation. And just like if you were building a house in real life, you wouldn't want to stop in the middle of construction because it could really set you back. So prioritize that 20% every month into your savings or investment portfolios, and that is exactly how you will get ahead financially. So for the little improvement tweak to the 50-30-20 rule that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I would venture to say, by the way, this isn't so little, it's actually very important, and that is to peel away about 5% of your net income and allocate it to personal development. If you're younger or early on the path of getting ahead financially, I would argue that personal development will be the biggest contributing factor to making more money, growing your wealth, and becoming financially independent. Do not sleep on this. Don't put this off. Personal development leads to a healthier mindset. It opens your eyes to new possibilities. It expands your knowledge and curiosities, which lead to building new skills so that you can stack them up, which ultimately increases your earning ability. And the more money you earn, obviously, the more you get to tweak your financial plan in ways that really expands your potential to grow your wealth. Because it's true, money begets money. And this is one of the big reasons why the rich get richer. Jim Rohn put it best when he said, "Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become." So be sure to invest in your personal development. And you can do this by turning that 50-30-20 rule into a 50-25-25 rule. And I'll leave you with that. If this was valuable for you, please do share it with somebody. Sharing is what will help this channel grow, and you being part of that growth would mean the world to me. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already, hit that little notification bell, and then tap on the like button so that YouTube knows to show you more content like this. And then, of course, as always, I'll see you in the next video.